Hello everyone. In this part of the webinar on quality improvement, we will study about the tools. The tools for analyzing the problem that we have now identified. So, the objective of this lesson is to understand the processes and systems of healthcare and how the systems underlying the healthcare affect the delivery of care and how these tools lead to identification of possible solutions to reach your aim. The importance of problem analysis is to explore in as detail as possible the causes of a problem and to focus on things that are within our control. This also gives an opportunity for everyone to give their insights based on their role in the process and also to understand what is happening in the system at present and thus identify the possible solutions. So, in this module, we will cover 4 tools for problem analysis. We are going to discuss options for identifying possible causes of the problem that you have decided to work on. By broadening the understanding of all underlying main causes, you will come up with appropriate solutions that are likely to succeed. Some of the commonly used tools are cause and effect diagrams, 5 whys, Pareto charts and process flow map. So, let us first talk about the cause and effect diagram, also called the fishbone or the Ishikawa chart. Think about why a problem might be happening. It can be attributed to the issue of the people involved or the place or the policies or procedures commonly known as the 4 P's. Now, one way to determine the possible cause of the problem is to draw a fishbone. A completed diagram actually looks like the skeleton of a fish. Now, write the problem in a box on the right hand side of a large sheet of paper and draw a line across the paper horizontally from the box so that it looks like the head and the spine of a fish. Next, draw a line off the spine of the fish and write down the contributing factors. Now, these may be different levels of health systems or building blocks of the system such as people, staffing issues, place, equipment issues, procedure and policies like guidelines, etc. Now, for each of the contributing factors, identify the possible causes. Show these possible causes as shorter lines coming off the bones of the diagram. Where a cause is large or complex, then it may be best to break it down into sub-causes working from proximal to distal causes. Now, show these lines coming off each cause line and from here the team should be able to develop actionable solution. Now, we need to know that there may be many problems and the solutions that can be explored, but the teams may choose to focus on solutions that are actionable within their sphere of influence in the short term while advocating for more long-term systemic change. The next tool that we will discuss is the 5 whys. 5 whys is a tool for identifying the root cause. Doing 5 whys involves asking why a problem exists and then continuing to ask why after each answer until you identify a possible way of fixing the problem. Illustrating this tool with an example. So, a hospital is trying to increase the number of women who start early breastfeeding within the first hour of birth. Using the 5 whys analysis, the team was able to understand that the type of gowns that they are giving the women in labor make it difficult for the women to breastfeed. Now, the design of gown is such that the women have to take them off completely to breastfeed. They are not comfortable doing this and so do not breastfeed. Continuing to ask why helps the team to identify why should they have that type of a gown, because no one had ever asked for a different type of gown, and to come up with a solution, that is, we can ask the storekeeper to order another type of gown specially for the breastfeeding mothers. There is no perfect answer to a whys analysis. It is not necessary to ask why 5 times. It can be less or it can be more. The next tool I would like to be talking about is the Pareto's principle, which says that 80% of the problem is due to 20% of the causes. The vital few versus trivial many. This principle helps you to look for the causes that account for most of the problem and to prioritize the ones that you can address efficiently. In this problem of medication errors, there are 10 reasons for the errors to happen, but only 3 causes actually account for 80% of the errors. So, working on these 3 causes will be more efficient than working on the other less frequent causes. The last tool that we will discuss today is the process flow map. Now, the process flow chart is a tool for describing all the steps in a process. For example, how essential newborn care is provided immediately after delivery. Flow charts can help identify problems in the process. For example, steps that are being done in the wrong order, redundant steps, or steps that are contributing to most of the problem. So, creating a flow chart involves deciding on the beginning and the end of the process you are trying to explain. For example, delivery of a baby is the start, to baby leaving the labor room is the end. All the steps between those points, for example, baby being dried, skin to skin care, starting breastfeeding, etc., are the steps which are linked together by arrows. Now, how to develop a process flow chart? First, decide the beginning and the end points of the process to be flow charted. Identify the steps of the process as these are practiced at present. Now, link the steps with the arrows showing the direction. Review the chart to see whether the steps are in their logical order to achieve the end point efficiently. Is the order wrong? Are some steps unnecessary? Different shapes are used to visualize the steps of a process. Process mapping. In a flow chart, start and finish are shown by oval boxes. Routine actions that always happen are shown by rectangles. Option points are shown by diamonds. Either someone makes a decision about what happens next, or the care in that step does not always happen. For unclear steps, we use a cloud symbol to show that we are not sure about what is happening. The tools of analysis help to find out the root cause of the problem, try to find the new barriers that account for most of the problems, help the teams to think about how they can reorganize care so that the problem can be fixed. Thank you.